it's been enough time to start working on the slab now. As you can see, I got some wood here, I got some wood there, and I got some wood behind the camera. So what we're going to do next, we're going to start framing up the wall. Now, we're not doing the full wall. All right, so we're going to get the frames up, going to wait, let that settle, then we're going to put in the windows and doors and everything else after the fact. Now, my next thing I have to do, I have to get all of this stuff off. So apparently, which makes no sense to me, but apparently you got the trusses right here, right? Then the load bearing point of the truss is right here. Everything on this side of the truss, apparently you can cut off. So I'm gonna cut most of this off right here because I can. It makes no sense, but apparently you can. So the first wall that we're gonna build is over here. The point is I need to build this wall first because this is the only load bearing contact I have on this corner of the house. So we're gonna build a wall right here, frame it all up, mock it all up, so that way this is still supported. We're gonna put our jack post right here, then build the rest of the wall out that way, and then along the back edge there. So this is gonna be the first wall we build, but before we build this wall, we need to clean all the crap that needs to go away. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do now. Most of the stuff is gone now. Now I have to knock off the. I'm going to flush everything up to this. I guess it's a header board. I don't know what it's called. I'm not exactly how sure to cut. Because I can't cut past this because that's where my trusses actually are being supported by the roof. Like the roof is being supported by this bar on the trusses that's sitting on top of this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a screw, long 3-inch screw. I'm going to drill up just on the inside of this, on the corner over there, and on the corner over here. Then I'm going to snap a chalk line along that. That way I know how much to cut with my, it's not going to be a truck saw, it's going to be just a circular saw. So I'm going to cut my circular saw along that line just far enough to remove the plywood. After the plywood's gone, then I'll come through with a reciprocating saw. That's what it's called, yeah. And then cut off the tails of the rest of the trusses. I'm going to do that on this one. And I'm also going to do that over here. Then yeah, so next is gonna cut this out, do the same thing on that board as this board, then lamb our 3 pieces right here. I'm gonna lamb them in place. I'm not gonna attach them to the board, then sand them up. I'm just gonna put them up there, and I'll nail gun them or deck screw them or something, but they'll be in there. So they're not gonna come out. Then we can take these out, and those will be nice and secured.
All right, we have our last window jam here to do. So a little helpful hint, which I've learned doing 4 of these, is because I'm an expert now. Also, I've learned from other people, is when you cut your jack, right? I always thought you put your jack, your king, all this together, and you just put up as one piece. Apparently not. You just do your kings, put in your heather, then you put your jacks up to it. That when you measure this, keep it about 1/16 of an inch long, okay? You want the weight to transfer all the way to the ground. So tap this in, right? Then nail this in. That's one thing I did learn is when you're doing these, make these just a smidge longer. Then I have to build the half wall. So my window goes from here roughly to about like right here. So it's about 58 inches, all right? So I'm going to cut basically a pony wall. Then I'm going to put one brace, one brace, one brace. So mini jack, jack, mini jack, mini jack. So on the bottom, that way when the window is sitting on something, it's sitting on something that's going to go through to the ground. So apparently that's the whole thing about framing construction is you just want to transfer the weight as much as possible. Faces boards on. I was a little nervous about how to make the ends cut, but it's pretty easy. Just make a square, and that's how I did. I just took my square, made, parallel on the top, cut the line, so that's the same angle that. Put my fascia board on, just tack that in. That's fine. I still have to cut the other end off. I'll cut that off later on. So now I got to put on the half-inch-ish, whatever, plywood for the top so I can walk on it. Then they're going to do a torch down on top of that. I'm not doing the torch down. I'm going to hire a company because that's pretty big, and I'm not going to mess that up. So I'm only working by myself. So what I did, I don't want this just to slide off while I'm all, manhandling it up there. And it's also really heavy. So put this little board right here. It's just screwed in. So I'm going to push the plywood up, and that's going to rest against this. Then I can actually figure out where it goes. I can tack it down. I'm going to take this off, move it down there, do it again, do it again, do it again. What do we have going on here? I have no idea. Okay, I decided I have a slope here, canyon there, slope over there. So I think with this slope, I'm just gonna do one at a time. And then the others will come to me as they come to me. But I have to finish this today because it's raining and we're going on vacation. So I gotta finish this. Okay, so my idea is take some plywood, put it on the current trusses. So I'm gonna take this off, put the plywood there, and have the plywood just run down like you saw. So it's gonna be like this, where it touches that, whatever, right? On the trusses, right? Well, if I cut it to here, then this board would just be hanging with nothing on it. So I decided to cut back to this board. Now my options are, I cut another 3/4 of an inch off of this, which is fine. Then pull up the sheeting, pull up the shingles, and pull up the plywood. Then we can run the board all the way across and have it rest on here. Or, here's my idea. Take a regular 2x4, put it right here against it, nail it into place, do another one up here, nail it into place, That way my plywood can rest on here and I have a good nailing point. I'm gonna go with this option because I think it's easier, because I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just making this shit up as I go. But on the bright side, when the roofers come, they're going to do, it's called torch down. Basically, they roll it out, heat it with a giant blowtorch, and then it melts into place. So they're going to do torch down on this, so they're going to fix all this. They're actually going to go up about 3 shingles, pop all these up, and lay the torch down under these shingles right here. So I'm not too worried about that because it's going to be under, so the water will still flow all the way off. I put sheathing up on the outside. Wasn't that hard. Measure cut out. Track saws make it very easy, but you could do it without a track saw. Just chop it away and then use a flush trim bit to go around it. That works too. So on the edges here, I still have to flush trim this up, around the windows and everything else. I'll do that later. So I'm ready to do tie back around all this and do like the house wrap. I think I'm gonna call it on this video. I'm like 9 videos deep and I haven't posted any, so my computer also shit the bed. So I'm trying not to spend $2,500 on a new laptop. All right, tack this up. We'll get to it.